Good evening. This is K4PW. Is the frequency in use?
Nope, let it rip. No, sir.
Alrighty, so I'll make an adjustment here a little bit. This is K4PW with the Saturday night, Wednesday night Simplexton. The frequency's not in use, so if there is an emergency, please call 911 or have us call us and we'll do it for you. The net may be broken any time for an emergency. For information on the net, you can go right now to YouTube and put my call, K4PEW, into the search bar. And you'll come up with some information. You'll see my radio, and you'll see me if you want to. You don't have to. I think you may turn off your monitor once you see it. You can also go to 146415.net for information on Simplex. You can go to groups.io and put in MJSS for Mount Juliet Simplex Society. And see our net schedule, as well as sign up for our email system if you so desire. And the email system is great because it's all just ham radio related stuff. And it's 99% local, but we do we buy equipment and sell equipment there if you like, and ask and answer technical questions. The net normally meets at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. And today, of course, is Wednesday, and we start here on 146.415 FM, Simplex. The purpose of that is to have fun, figure out what we can hear, what we can't hear, try to outdo ourselves in terms of what we can hear and see. And, of course, we think that the net and the YouTube video helps us understand a little better because you can hear stations you might not already hear on your own station. Let's see, what else do I have here? Okay, announcements. Big announcement is the Ham Quest is over. And we had a nice table, met lots of nice people. I was thrilled, not thrilled. I've been to many ham fests, been involved with that one every year for the last 10 years. So, in some way, and somebody is going to have to give me the final numbers on it. I'm anxious to see how many showed up because it seemed like an awfully big crowd. What else? Oh yeah, announcements. Saturday, don't forget Sunday night net. There's the 10-meter net on 28.415. It's done by Michael, KM4YRF, and he moves on after this. The upper side band moves on to FM and then on 10 meters, and then he moves over to C4FM on 10 meters, which is, like I've said before, the only tri-mode 10-meter net that we're aware of. And if there's another one, we're going to have to make it a quad mode to something else. It may be on AM. See, there's something we can do, AM. Are there any other announcements? Well, we do have Huntsville coming up, too, so don't forget about that. Huntsville is sometime in August. I'll post that later, and we'll be reminding you of it. That's a big one. Really, really big show. No other announcements? Well, very good. We'll start in with tonight is net number 1128. Appreciate Mike doing the last two nets for the group. He did that on Wednesday and Saturday. I didn't really have excuses for either of them, but I said I was tired. We were starting from the east. It's net number 1128. Michael does a great job. I'm sure you all know that. And I'm pretty sure he knows it too. Let's see. We're starting out on 146.415. We're moving over to 446.415 after that on FM. And then we're going to go over to 28.415 on upper sideband on 10 meters. And then on to 223.415 on the 220 band, the secret frequency. It must be secret because nobody else seems to have found it yet, except everybody we know. There may be people listening that do the scanners, but I don't know if people are still scanning the 220 band or not. We'd love to hear from you if you do. Let's see. And also, just a note, there was one fella, I didn't get his name. He told me, but I've since forgotten. I met him at the Ham Fest. And he's a listener. And he said he doesn't have a license yet, and he's got he has a handheld that he listens on, and he was having some difficulty hearing anybody but me because he lives, I think it was in Mount Juliet, but it might have been just, I forget now, it was Mount Juliet or Hermitage. Doesn't matter. And I asked him, and I said, well, let's see if you can find a real cheap roll-up antenna and just hook it up to your J-pole, and string it from a tree or something, and you'll do fine. But give me a buzz at my call at K4PEW at ARRL.net, and I'll be happy to help you out in any way we can, or somebody else can, or whatever we got to do. Also, we got to get you licensed, of course, which we can help you with that as well, or at least give you some guidance. And if there's anybody else out there in the same boat, don't hesitate to drop us a line. We don't know. We never know who's listening and unlicensed, and we don't even know who's listening and is licensed. We just know that There must be listeners out there. I know there are. We just don't know who. Maybe there's no way to find out. That's the problem. Unless you tell us. Is there any other announcements or anything we need to know before we start the net? Very good. And we're going to go right now, moving into, starting from the east. This is net number 1128, which we built in July. 3 more months, we'll be closing out 11 years, starting our 12th year. Seems like a big deal, but things have gone longer. My marriage is longer than this. My second marriage was longer than this. So anyway, who else is there? Let's take calls now, but we're going to take people short on time, mobile, and first-time check-ins. Please come now. We got nothing. All right, then we start taking check-ins from the east. Please come now.
KM4YRF.
Okay, that about wraps up the net. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing okay, Paul.
Yeah, it was another nice warm day.
Yes, it was. And I want to remind everybody about the time change for the mid-10 phone net on Sunday evening. We've changed from 7:30 until 8 o'clock, and we had a good turnout last Sunday, so it worked out good. And I heard Frank, KD9RKK, say that the unofficial count was like 20 more than last year at the HamQuest.
Oh, well, it's not knocking down any international trade barriers, but it's better than less.
Oh yeah, and that was an unofficial.
Oh, we have no clue what the real story is doing. Well, all right, very good. Anything else for the net, Mike?
Nothing else for me, Paul. Back to net control. Thank you for doing what you do.
Yeah, what I do. You know, you forget it. Anyway, that was Michael, KM4YRF here in Mount Juliet. Does the net like he did the last full week, actually. And I appreciate him doing that, really do. Gives me a chance to take a break, and I don't know how many he's done, but it's more than a handful, believe me, in my place when I've been on vacation or out or whatever, or away from I just couldn't do it, and I do appreciate it very much. Can't get anybody else to do it, that's the problem, so I have to appreciate him. Anybody else from the east?
N4 RTR.
Hello, Wes, what's up?
Yeah, good evening, N4 RTR. No news on this end, just another week of trying to babysit the construction materials technicians, and that's all I know.
I don't think they'd appreciate you calling it babysitting, would they?
I know, but I had one put in a notice, and then the other ones, I didn't realize that, so they were on site, and they were slumping the concrete, and they didn't realize that they could call and ask me what the specs were until 3 days after. You know, all they have to do is just call me and ask me, hey, what's the spec on the slump of the concrete? You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, but it's really kind of important, isn't it?
It is important, and I try to tell them, all you got to do is just give me a call, man. You don't know the specs. What's the air content? What's the slump? What's the rebar supposed to be? Call me, but I pick my battles these days.
Yeah, it's hard to fix it after it's poured, isn't it?
That is the case. The only big thing I can say is that for the vast majority of the time, all of the concrete suppliers, they are delivering really high quality concrete, and everything is breaking well above the 28-day compressive strength. So if they keep doing that, and as long as my guys are relaying the slump values to the contractor, that's all we can do.
Well, the concrete guys have a lot to lose by not providing consistent materials, don't they?
There is that. And a lot of that comes into hot weather concrete mix, and oh geez, don't get me started on that. But so far I haven't had any problems, and I'm just going to hope that continues, right?
Yeah, I know when I moved to Florida way back in the dark ages, and they not only did they have problems with concrete supplies because there was a boom going on in the early 70s, and it was a big building boom. So concrete was scheduled, I don't know how much, I really don't know how far in advance. It could have been days or weeks, I don't know. And so when the concrete showed up for the third floor, on a relatively small hospital, it was about an 80,000 square foot hospital, the concrete showed up, but there was almost half the workers didn't show up.
Oh geez, well that's that's another situation that I wouldn't know how to address on our end. All I know is that I can write a field ops that says, yeah, our guy was on site, the finishers weren't on site, and the concrete truck was on site for 2 hours. Contractor rejected the load, sent it back to the plant, and that's it. That's Bob's your uncle, right?
Yeah, except that they did accept the load because they had to get that thing finished because they couldn't wait. And it ended up like the superintendent, the assistant superintendent, all those other guys were actually finishing the 3rd floor, and it wasn't done well.
Oh boy, yeah, you're preaching to the choir on that one. No need for us to take up the next time on that whole deal. It sounds like you're very well versed in that. But no, that's it. Just another week of that here on this end, and hopefully we'll get a break in the heat over the next couple of weeks. And yeah, other than that, I'll just say a healthy 7-3 to everybody on the net. And yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah, we can only hope after a nice hot summer that we'll have a nice cold, well, nobody in the South appreciates cold winters, so I don't want to wish that too much. Okay, a nice cool winter. Fall and winter would be nice. Anyway, that was Wes. He's over in the Lebanon vicinity. November 4, Romeo Tango Romeo. Who else is east? All right, we'll go up to the north.
Kitty 4 Juliet.
Hello, Danny.
Hello.
You doing any good today?
Oh yeah, about melted.
Yeah, I got into the car with my wife, and it was sitting in the driveway, and I said, while we've been waiting in the house, we could have set a turkey out here for cooking.
Oh yeah, really? Yeah, it was a warm one.
Well, it's never not that way when you consider if you're leaving the car sitting in the sun in any summer, June, July, August, September, it's anywhere in the South. It's always that way. And I learned that when I moved to Florida, for instance, I didn't have air conditioning in my car. I about burnt myself to death.
I bet.
And it was a dark car, too. It was a dark blue car. And one time I put the seatbelt on. No, I picked up the seatbelt, and it felt like I burnt my... I forget how I did that, but I mean, I was amazed at the temperature of that metal seatbelt buckle of the old days had to be 140 degrees.
Oh yeah, I bet it was.
Anyway, just it's one of those things dealing. I mean, let's put it this way: most of us have done some work out in the summer sun, and it's just something that real men got to deal with.
That's right. Yep.
Anyway, even if it does kill us, because I got what do you call it, sun poisoning, but that was the Navy's fault, not mine.
Right.
Anyway, anything for the net?
No, that's it. Just tuned in to check in.
That's right. You came away from with a pickup truck full, didn't you? Didn't I hear that?
I bought 2 things. I bought an antenna and a Jimpo.
Oh, that's right. You haven't had a need to use them yet, have you?
No, not yet.
Cool. Can't wait. Now, I got my GMRS radio supposedly shipping back to me Friday.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll see how that works out. I think it'll be fine. Anyway, and I don't know whether it's fixed or it's just a new antenna body. I don't know which, because that's all they asked for back was the body of the radio.
All right.
All right. Nothing else, Danny?
No, that's it. Back to you. Kid Join.
Very good. That's Danny, Kilo Delta 4, Golf Oscar November. Who else is north?
WB0NOO.
You sell all your stuff there, Mark?
No, I didn't sell all of it, but I sold quite a bit of it. I was kind of surprised. But it was a good day, good ham fest, and saw a lot of folks I know, and it was good.
Yeah, it was good. What I saw, I didn't get a whole lot of chances. I was too busy flapping my jaws with people stopping over at our table.
Yeah, I walked around a couple of times. I must have walked right past you, but I don't remember seeing you.
How? It's hard. Who do I get? Me and Wes and Robin together to be spotted on one side of the room?
Well, I saw Wes and I saw Robin, but I don't remember seeing you.
And I was even wearing an orange T-shirt. Really, it wasn't international orange, but it was orange.
I don't know. But anyway, I didn't even hear you. That's what surprised me. But had a good time. I was right next to Robin, so he could look after the shop when I went for a walk, and vice versa.
Yeah, it was one of those ham fests like I did down in Huntsville at least once. Is that all I bought at the ham fest was a cup of coffee for $3.
Yeah, you know, I bought a sausage biscuit and a Coke, and that was it.
Yeah, but it always tastes better at the ham fest.
Yeah, I don't think so. But it was edible, and I was hungry.
Well, I'll leave you with this, and I think you remember there's only 3 reasons people go to ham fests. That's number 1. It's for the current clothing designs. You know, the ham wear, the fashion wear of hams. Number 2, it's for the cuisine, and number 3, it's for the babes.
Oh yeah, that's why I go to pick up chicks. So anyway, enough of this foolishness. Carry on. I'll meet you wherever we're going next.
It's all. We don't even need a reason to go to Hamfest, do we? In spite of those 3 things, we still go. Anyway, that's Mark. Whiskey Bravo 0, November, Oscar. And to some people, everything about ham radio is foolishness. My wife, we went to the care center, and what do you call it? I forget what it's called. One Care, On Care, Your Care, a walk-in clinic. And I took my handheld with me, and she goes, you know, when you're carrying that, no offense, but you look like a nerd. I said, I don't care. I said, I look like a first responder. Anyway, who else is north?
Kilo Quebec 4, Oscar Mike India.
Hello, Daniel. What's up?
Oh, just having a good time over here in the frigid north. I mean, it only got to like 99 here, I think.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it isn't even, they say it's not the heat, but it's humidity. But the fact is, if you go to pick up something that's dark and it's been sitting in the sun for an hour, it's called blizzard. You got to get a pair of gloves to handle the tools.
Yeah, I was cooking in the pizza oven, and I thought, well, probably all I have to do is just go outside and open that son of a gun up for a while. I don't even need to turn it on.
You know, they do make, who makes this? Somebody, I forget where, somebody makes a solar oven for that kind of thing. I don't know how good it is, but maybe it takes 4 hours to bake a loaf of bread or something.
You know, I got one of those cellar ovens, and you know, I filled it up with water one time, put it out there, and it sort of was boiling in 10 minutes.
Oh, is that right? I mean, it doesn't have any magnification. It's just the 3 or 4 sides of it that are reflective onto it.
Yeah, 3 or 4 that are reflective, and then it's, you know, glass, and I imagine you can cook anything you want in it. We just got it for, you know, processing water when we used to go, we used to go hiking in the backcountries.
Oh, really? You would boil water that way?
Yeah, that way you can just get the water, boil it, and it's all good. But of course now you got the live straws and stuff. But yep, that's what we got it for.
So you didn't make a still; you just boiled the water.
Yeah, and you got to have boiling water to make coffee.
Well, that's kind of critical. Even then, when it's hot, you need coffee.
Yeah, you got to have coffee.
Yeah, I know. I'm well aware of that. It's like an old Navy guy said to me one time. He says, "I just got back from the corpsman's office, and it turns out his blood type is Folgers."
Yeah, you're right. And you know, I was talking to another old Army sergeant, and any coffee earned in the Army has coffee from the 1950s because you never pour it out; you just add to it.
Well, very quickly, it's just a funny thing to me. We had one of those Miro coffee makers, the 30 cuppers in the radio room when we were in the Tonkin Gulf. That's where we were. And we had to take turns because we were on 6-hour watches, 6 hours on and 6 hours off. And somebody had to run down 3 decks to get water because that's the closest to water was down in the kitchen or the head down 2-3 decks down. And so it was always a chore. But the one guy said, okay, they assigned him. He's one of the lowly guys in the group. He gets sent down there and he brought it back. Had filled full of water too, 30 cups, and filled it up, set it up, made coffee, and everybody. First cup, I don't know who was the first guy to drink it. He said, "What the heck did you do to this pot?" He says, "Well, I scrubbed it out." cleaned it with a piece of some steel wool on the aluminum, because it was all black inside. He goes, "You fool! Now the coffee tastes like aluminum."
Oh yeah, you're right. I mean, I've got coffee cups that oh man, I growl when they get thrown in the dishwasher because I've just got them seasoned.
Yeah, it's funny how that it seems to matter. I know it matters in those aluminum machines, though. You just don't want to keep it clean.
Yeah, the metal one that I got, to keep it hot all day, that little cup there. Yeah, that one I keep close eyes on that one.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I lost a couple of my favorite coffee cups in accidents at sea. Fell off when the ship's rolling around. They fall in bed. They bust. Anyway, anything else, Daniel?
No, appreciate what you do. You look back for Oscar Mike India, back to control.
Very good. That's Daniel in Hendersonville. Kilo Quebec 4 Oscar Mike India with a great big signal from across the river. Who else is north?
Whiskey 4, Uniform Whiskey Oscar.
Okay. I'm drawing a blank on the name on Whiskey 4 Uniform Whiskey Oscar.
It's Tom up in Hendersonville.
Oh, very good, Tom. I guess I am getting older and dumber than I remember because I don't remember. But that's funny. When's the last time you checked in?
Probably was maybe a month or two ago.
Okay. That's like they say. It's your story. It could be 2 years ago. No, that's great. And you're in Henderson too, as well, right?
Yes, I am. And yeah, it was a great ham fest this weekend. I was very successful.
Oh, good. Did you sell a bunch of stuff?
No, I bought my first HF rig for steel.
Oh, great. What did you do? Wait for the last minute?
No, I actually got it like right as the doors opened. Just saw a great price on an ICOM IC718, just basic HF rig, and couldn't pass it up.
Oh, that's great. That's I'm trying to remember this. I don't have any ICOM gear, so forgive me. That's one of the. That's a newer model, is it not? Within the last few years.
No, it's been out for about 20 years. They stopped making it, then they reissued it about a year or so ago, and this one's one of the older models, but it was very clean, and I've got it on my desk and just threw up probably 120-foot picture hanger wire antenna soldered to the center pin of the 259 just to receive for now until I can get a transmit antenna.
Oh, cool. Well, you could transmit on that if you can tune it.
Yeah, I don't have a tuner yet, and I threw it on the Nano VNA, and it was like 13 to 1 on the SWR, so my microphone is staying unplugged for now.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't blame you. Well, very good. I'm glad. I hope it works out well for you. But it's receiving pretty good, though, in spite of that?
Yeah, it is. I hooked it up Saturday night, and just fiddling around, I heard some people in Colombia, 2 in Brazil, and 1 in Spain.
Oh, that's awesome. Conditions must have been pretty good that day. No, but that's really good. It is amazing what you can just pick up with a wire antenna. It truly is.
Yeah, I was very happy for it, so I can't wait to get the transmit and antenna thrown up. It's just going to be an end fed, kind of going across the roof of my house from one side to the other, and then make it L into some trees to get the length I want.
Right. Oh, it'll be fun until the wife sees it. And sees the wire hanging out there. What's all this wire out here?
Surprised by what we were picking up the first night, so she was a little bit excited, which I was kind of surprised about as well.
Oh, okay, very good. Yeah, I doubled with you there a little bit. But anything else for the net, Tom?
Nope, nothing else. I just want to say thanks to everyone that came and stopped by the Sumner County table and checked out our setup there. We're happy to show it off and have it up and running.
Yeah, we ought to have a checklist really for. You know what they had? Well, they had there used to be a small ham fest in when I lived up in the Buffalo area a few years ago, and they brought in Boy Scouts, but it was a ham fest and it was an information thing too. No, it actually was kind of a ham fest. It was more information. In other words, one guy had a digital setup table, another guy had a HF antenna handset, another one had a 2 meter, another all these different modes of ham radio. And the Boy Scouts came in. and they would go around and and check off explanations, so they got an overview of all the tables. And so I kind of feel we need to do that, because I would have went over and seen you if I realized it was you there.
Yep, they had us, we were over in the corner hiding with our trailer.
Oh yeah, no, I walked by there a couple of times. I wouldn't. Again, I don't know anybody by their looks. I just know them kind of by their voices.
Yep, that was my problem too. And there's a few people that I knew, I heard were there, and I was like, they're like, yeah, they have a table down there. I'm like, I didn't see it. I guess I was too busy looking down at the table, seeing what they had.
Yeah, exactly. Well, very good. Anything else, Tom?
Nope, that's it. Hope everyone has a great week, and thanks for everything you do.
Very good. That's Tom in Hendersonville. Whiskey 4 uniform, Whiskey Oscar. That is Hendersonville, right? Yes. I made a note of that. Who else is north?
KN4 ERI.
Man, see, when you come on, I'm sorry I got headphones on. You know that.
Sorry, I should talk a little softer here.
Yeah, back off the mic, man. No, you're doing fine. My ears can take it. If they've taken everything else in life, and dogs and women and this. And what's going on, Eric? You heard about? Yeah, I already told you about my GMRS radios being sent back supposedly Friday.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that'll be nice. I think I sent you the upgraded file, so you can download that. There's a couple extra repeaters. The God forbid the repeaters in there. But, yeah, you can check that out.
Oh, no, I'm going to download the entire GMRS national repeater file.
Yeah, right. But, yeah, it's cool every once in a while, I was driving around. I talked to somebody today on the Brentwood repeater for a little bit. I was down in Murfreesboro or something. I gave a couple calls out on the other frequencies and nobody around, and threw one out on GMRS, and boom, somebody came back.
Yeah, I think it's got to be better than the other repeaters in town.
Yeah, it depends. It seems like, I guess there are newer hams and stuff. Maybe they get more, or not hams, but newer licensed radio folks, and they get excited about being on the radio, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, you got a better chance of hitting somebody out on GMRS than ham. I'd say you got about a 20% better chance.
Yeah, it's interesting that you wouldn't think that would be true, considering there's probably, I'm going to say there's got to be 10 times more hams than there are GMRS hams.
Hey, probably right. Maybe they're just not on the repeaters. Or maybe it's just the time. They're at work, So I'm out, driving, to jobs and stuff like that. It's right in the middle of the day. So, they're probably out working or something, don't have the radio on.
Yeah, I got you. Well, very good. Anything else for the net, Eric?
That's it. Appreciate you doing the net.
Yeah, that's Kilo November 4 Echo Romeo India, and that's Eric in Goodlettsville with a signal too big for my ears. Who else is north?
November 8, November Hotel Tango.
Your signal's pretty darn good up there, Hayes.
Yeah, thank you. I did mow my lawn today. I was just getting ready. I got a gig Saturday, and you starting work again in a week or two.
Oh, it's right. It does start in August. August, right?
Yeah, Roger. I go back August 4th, and right now I've just been surviving playing gigs.
Did I ever raise that issue with you, which I thought was kind of humorous, that Tennessee has a 36-week school schedule, correct?
30. I never thought of it like that. We definitely have less summer break and more breaks through the year.
Okay, I believe it's 36 weeks. Well, I went to school in New York, and that's not a brag, okay? I'm just telling you what it is. And every school year was 40 weeks, all the way from kindergarten up to 12th grade. And so then when I heard it was 36 weeks here, I was like, okay, are New Yorkers, because everybody has to cover the same essential materials. It's not like, the history that's taught is different in New York than just Tennessee, or the science, the earth science, or, second year, it's all the same crap. So I go, are New Yorkers slow learners, or are Tennesseans faster learners?
Yeah. Oh, who knows what the reason for that is? I'd like to tell you I have a theory, but I don't.
No, I just thought it was interesting. I would have never thought there'd be any difference in the whole country, but obviously there is. I just don't understand why.
Yeah, I know we get a certain amount of time. Then we get a certain amount of snow days, too. They always give you enough snow days and they call them off a lot easier than they did up north, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, it took quite a big deal to get. I saw a map one time that showed that the different levels from the south up to the northeast. In this case, I think it was the whole country, and it showed that here it conceivably could just be a half an inch of snow because they can't deal with the road surfaces, and as you move farther north, by the time you got to where I lived, it was like a foot of snow was the only thing, a foot or more. They would stop, they delay school for a day.
Yeah, I've seen that map before. The amount of snow it takes to cancel school. That's what it was called.
Yeah. Anyway, we always dreamed every time there was a snowfall, we're going, please, and they go, no, school's over.
Yeah, they up there. When I grew up in Ohio, they had the salt trucks to take care of it, and I remember the whole time I was in high school, we only had one snow day, the whole dang time, and I'm like, we kept getting ripped off. I didn't like that. Here, though, every single year, I think we've used up at least 5 snow days. So, my kids have it better.
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's one way or the other. As long as the kids get the material, it's all good.
Yeah, and snow days are a lot of fun, man. But other than that, just the heat and everything, I think we're going to go to the lake soon before school starts and go to the swimming hole. But anyway, I'll let you turn back to net. K4PW. This is November 8, November Hotel Tango. Back to net, buddy.
Yeah, very good. That's Hayes. He's in Hendersonville. November 8, November Hotel Tango. Another big signal. Who else is north? Over to the west.
KG4ILV.
I hate pregnant pauses, Jake.
I kept waiting for somebody else to jump in there.
Man. Cud left town.
Yeah, he must be in jail again.
No comment. No, I conversed with him on texting today. He's getting his antennas all kind of hooked up this week, he hopes.
Well, good. Maybe we'll hear him soon.
Yeah, he's gonna come up with some new stories too.
Exactly. All right, I'll let you get back to it, Paul. KG4ILV.
And we'll know that who the problem is if the violence in Antioch stops and it begins up in Hendersonville.
Yeah, we'll know.
All right, very good. That was Jack. He is in Donaldson, and that's in Nashville. It is. It's in Nashville, Davidson County. Who else is west?
KC4TNQ.
Hello, Charles. Did you buy anything at the Hamfest?
No, the only thing I was really in the market for was the antenna switch, and I didn't see any, so I didn't look much further. If they had been selling new handhelds, I might have bought my FT70, but I didn't see anybody selling any new equipment, so I just enjoyed the presentations they had. I sat in for 3 of them.
Oh, did you really? What were they on?
The first one was Sunlights. The second one was Meshtastic, that new mesh thing they got going. They say you don't even have to have a license for that. And the third one was the Pico balloons, where the guy sets off these balloons, and he's out of Memphis.
Yeah. You say they don't need a license for the Meshtastic. Well, you got to remember, we're dealing with maximum power of what? Did they say? Because I don't know what it is now. I messed with it some years ago.
I'm sure it's in the milliwatts. It ain't very much.
No, because it was just, originally it was all just on modified modems. And I'm pretty sure they're using a similar type of thing, some kind of a modem now.
Yeah, I was just listening, and it was somewhat interesting, but I doubt if I ever get into that. I was more interested in the satellite stuff.
Well, I'll on that Meshtastic, and that's a new name for it. Before it was just a mesh network. Not that that matters. Name is just a name. But it's only good, I think, and based upon my little bit of experiences, you've got to get a lot of people to commit to doing it in a given area. Like Mount Juliet, if you had, you had 50 people or more, spread out over the city of Mount Juliet, it would be great. Because not only can you do it, they did mention you can use IP phone on it as well, right?
I don't remember that part. I know that there was a group out of Sumner County and maybe Wilson County. They were trying to set it up for backup communications.
Yeah, you could do that. And again, you get some serious limitations on power. In fact, they tell you, I remember reading, and I'm pretty sure it's still true, he says, don't even think about trying to put an amplifier on those signals because it'll just make a noisy signal that they don't be worth a crap.
Yeah, they had set up some little repeaters, or I assume that the little device itself acts as a repeater. So if you're in the network, if you're near a network, you they just bounce off of whoever's in the network.
Yes, it actually it's self. If I'm trying to call you, it could go through 3 people between me and you to get to you.
Yeah, and I think it's just text. I don't think it's voice, is it?
No, well, let's put it this way. I know the other mesh networks, you could. I never did that, of course. Not of course. I just didn't want to spend money to buy IP phones to stick on a network that I had nobody to talk to in the first place. But yeah, you can have phone, and I don't think there's any voice besides the IP phone.
Yeah, I don't remember saying anything about voice. I think it was mostly just text messaging. So anyway, I think that's why they were trying to set it up as for emergency communications.
But it also gave access, because the system like I had here, it was connected to the internet via my one of those little Raspberry Pi computers was hooked up to my internet. So conceivably, you could have driven down my street and accessed the internet using a similar system in your vehicle. And forget the IP phone stuff, but you could have accessed the internet and done actually mail if you wanted to.
Yeah, I have heard about the Meshtastic system before, but I really didn't do any research. So, I really was mostly just kind of seeing what they were talking about. So, like I say, I'll probably never get into that stuff.
I don't think I will either. It seems like we're going off the deep end on something. I'm going to develop a system that you send in a text message, and it goes through my computer, and then it goes out through my computer. Is going to be one of those connected to a giant AI system, so that regardless of what you say, it's going to make a decision what your message should have said, and it send it out to the right party.
Yeah, well, I say that's probably coming real soon.
Yeah, I know. It's going to say, don't listen to Charles. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And by the way, Paul had nothing to do with this. Anyway, Charles, good to have you in there. That was Kilo Charlie 4 Tango in November, Quebec. He's in west at Nashville with a big signal tonight. Who else is out there? West? Nobody else west? How about south? Oh boy, Tony's not there. Anybody else south? West or south? I hear Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. I hear area Larry. How are you copying me tonight, Larry? Very good. Michael, how are you copying Larry?
Not well.
Okay, yeah, just a kind of a choppy signal, but I can tell it's you, and I can copy what you're saying there, Larry. Appreciate you checking in. Very good. That's Larry Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. He's in Rockville. He does the D-Star Net at 7:15 on Saturday. So this weekend, 7:15, D-Star Net on 146.460, and it is Simplex. Of course, we do the DMR at 7, and we do the Yaesu Fusion C4FM at 7:30, all on the same frequency, but just not at the same time. Who else is south? Or anywhere? All righty, one last chance. Any place, anybody, anywhere, please come in. All right, then, we're going to be calling all dilly-dalliers, spuddlers, landlubbers, sandbaggers, lollygaggers, lurkers, skulkers, slackers, lackeys, toadies, lacquers, repeater, grunsunkers, shape-shifting lizard people, moon landing deniers, and the ones who deny the moon landing deniers. The moon occupied by aliens on the backside, and those who support those. And also the backside of the moon. That's where they are. Also the flat earthers and the flat earth deniers. And the scanner listeners, SDR donglers, preppers, end time survivalists, and Bigfoot supporters, and the Bigfoot deniers. Anybody else?
K1SPD.
I hope you get a kick out of this.
Oh, I just love to listen to you read the list. My wife said, there you go. He's calling your name, lollygagger.
Yeah, I saw a reference in it again somewhere. It talked about somebody being a lollygagger. It was in the news or something. I thought it was funny.
Oh, yeah, that's an old term.
I can't imagine. Well, I'll have to look it up what it actually derived from, because it doesn't really mean much, does it? I mean, all by itself.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Lollygagger. There we go. Here's the definition according to Webster's. To fool around and waste time.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't give the derivation of the word. I mean, somebody just all of a sudden came up and said, hey, you're a lolly, and the other guy says, no, you're a gagger. He goes, okay, you're a lollygagger.
I'm looking for the reading. No, it really doesn't.
I'm not sure they always know, because I have heard that they go, well, there's been references to something like that in the 3 centuries ago, and they're not exactly sure how it got there. Anyway, no, I've heard that about other words as well, that words that change slightly over time,
First known use of the word lollygag was 1862.
That was probably during the Civil War, I'll bet you. And it was the Northerners going, I'm not going to do this anymore.
I have to say so. All right, back to net. Your turn. K1SPD.
Well, if you remember any of your history, which I don't really know a lot of the history, but, in New York City, there was actually Army draft riots because they didn't want to go. That's not saying much for the New York Cityers, was it? All right, that was Scott. K1 SPD giving us the background on lollygagger. We don't know any much more than we did before, but it is a funny term. We had the same thing for in the Navy. They had a term that they use, and you say somebody who's not doing what they're supposed to do was skating. I'm not sure where that came from, but skating. Yeah, he's a skater. All right, maybe it's skate. No, it's just skate. Anybody else? Last call. All right, we had a whopping 13 people. And again, we're not in the quantities, we're in quality. We had some people, good quality on the net tonight. The only one that had a lower signal was Larry down in Rockville, and that's often just due to conditions, because sometimes he comes in pretty good and others it's real poor. So sometimes I can't even hear him. But we're going to run right over to 446.415, unless I hear somebody complain. Complain about the net, I mean. All right, give me a chance to move over there. Okay, I'm there. I didn't realize forgot I had a program in there. This is K4PEW with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net here on 446.415. And if I'm a little low to you, it's because I've only got 20 watts. So we'll take check-ins now from the east. Please come in.
KM4YRF, and you have a great signal to me.
Well, I guess I would. I could probably have a great signal with a handheld. That's Michael, KM4YRF from Mount Juliet. Who else is out there? Nobody else east? East or north?
84 Juliet.
All right, yeah, very good. Give me a line or something. Just give me your call again and tell me, because you sound like it's rough, but I don't know why.
84 Juliet.
It was better that time. I'm not sure what happened. But you sound fine, Danny. That was Danny, Kilo Delta 4, Golf Oscar, November. Who else is north?
Kilo Quebec 4, Oscar Mike India.
All right. You sound kind of scratchy, but I think it's due to your stinky antenna.
Yeah, this one doesn't really like, it doesn't like 400. It likes the 2 meters.
Oh, yeah, on 2 meters, you're killing me over here, so you sounded great. But it doesn't, but that's your homemade one, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a copper J-pole.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to drag out my 96-inch copper J-pole and put it up just for fun. And let's show people I actually have one. I also have a roll-up J-pole in my emergency kit, I think. but I never use it. And there's never been any emergencies. Anyway, that was Daniel in Hendersonville, Kilo, Quebec for Oscar, Mike, Indy. Who else? Nobody else north?
WB0NOO.
Very good. You sound good there, Mark, as always. That's Whiskey Bravo 0, November, Oscar, Oscar. Anybody else north? Over to the west.
Thank you.
Oh, I think Charles, that was you in there. I think you doubled with somebody. It might have been Jack, but KC4TNQ. Come back to me again, because all I heard from you was the Q.
Yeah, KC4TNQ. And can Michael hear me?
Wonderfully.
Now, it's just crazy how can I hear you on 2 meters, but I hear you on 440 perfectly.
You know, that doesn't make any sense at all. In fact, it sounds backwards, doesn't it?
You would think, but anyway, y'all have a good day. I'm going to get out here, KC4TNQ.
You know why? Because Mike all this time has just been goofing with you. Who was that? Was that Jack in there that you dealt with? Who was the other party?
Yeah, that was me, KG4ILV.
Very good. Are you still getting activity on that Friday? Is it a Friday night net or a Saturday night net on 11 meters?
Yeah, it's Friday night. Friday night roll call at 8 o'clock.
Oh, sounds good. How many people you get?
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes I tune in. There's a lot of country people. I think I'm the only one in Nashville that checks in.
Yeah, it's interesting how many. I think I told you guys before I went through all the counties in Middle Tennessee, and however many that was, and I did the stats on it, and it showed all of the counties, all of them were licensed hams, and then compared it to the number of people in the population of that county as of the last census, and it was not too surprising that all of the counties outside of that had the lower populations had a higher per capita number of hams. Every single one.
Yeah, I think that's interesting too. But I think radio has always played a major part in rural America.
Yeah, as long as it's been around. I mean, because farmers were using radios on the large farms to communicate. So yeah, it's always been a thing. And you're right, it has been a big part.
Well, anyway, thanks for doing the net. I'll let somebody else check in. KG4LV.
Very good. It's Jack. That was Jack in wherever he is in Davidson County. Who else is west? West or south?
K1SP.
Ah, there we go. Sound good. That was Scott, Kilo 1, Sierra, Papa Delta. Anybody else out there? And Scott's in Laverne. I don't think I said that earlier. Anybody else?
KN4ERI.
Man, you missed out on North. How'd you forget?
I was talking to the missus, the XYL there. So, yep, I'm back.
Well, you do realize the XYL and the misses are the same thing, right?
I do.
All right. Use two different terms. You could have used. Probably you come up with 15 euphemisms for your wife. You know.
That's for sure.
Yeah, very good. Well, that sounds good. That was Kilo November 4 Echo Romeo India. Yeah, my wife keeps me in line actually. Anybody else? North or anywhere? Man, we had 13 on 2 meters and 9 on the 70 centimeters. So apparently it's in the smaller group on 2 meters, we still have about the same number of 70 centimeter people. All right, any more before we move over to 28.415? Please come down. Any place, anywhere? All right. Now calling Alabama, Georgia, Kentucky, Oklahoma, St. Louis. All right. All right, 28.415 it is. We'll see you there. K4PW.
Yeah.
I heard you in there, Danny. All right, who we got besides myself here? K4PW on 28.415, looking for check-ins from any place, anywhere?
KM4YRF.
All right, we got Michael in there, KM4YRF. We got Michael in there, KM4YRF. Who else we got? KQ4OMI. I got 2 of them in there, maybe 3, and K1SPD. Was there somebody else in there too? good. I got Hayes in there, November 8, November Hotel Tango up in Hendersonville. Who else?
KG4 LV.
Yeah, you got a big signal tonight there, Zach.
Everybody sounds good.
Yeah, it does. Sounds pretty decent for 10 meters. The other night, one of the nights I was on, it was horrible. Anyway, or maybe that was 6 meters. I forget. Anyway, I'm getting old. I forget. Could have been I was dreaming. Who else is any place, anywhere? Anybody, any place, anywhere. Please come in. All right, there we had a whopping 6. All right, we're moving over to 223.415, and we'll see you there, K4PW. Appreciate everybody showing up.
That ain't clear.
All right, Hayes, appreciate you being there. Yes, it is. Kilo 4, Papa Echo Whiskey on Juliet Simplex Radio, man.